What's good, everybody? How y'all doing today? I'm Big Pat. We got cousin JoJo. Before we get started tonight, I just want to take a quick moment to say we've noticed that the subs are going up. We appreciate you guys checking in, watching us. We appreciate the views. We appreciate the love. And because of that, we'll keep going. Hell yeah.
Facts.
Yo, Joe,
Cheers, bro.
cheers.
So, Pat,
What's up, bro?
you seen that new TV show on Netflix called Sweet Tooth? It's got the little boy, it's got reindeer ears and everything.
Can't say I've heard of it. I don't have Netflix, but
So,
continue.
so basically, what the premise of the show is in a post-apocalyptic world, like after they had this big ass virus that killed massive amount of people, stuff like that. The next thing you know, a bunch of hybrid children start being born all over the place, right? And then it goes into a story about how they're killing them off and using their DNA and shit like that. But they were originally created in a lab in eggs. You know what I mean? The woman cross genetic the eggs with other animals, created a bunch of other babies, shit like that. When the government found out that it worked, they came in, stole all the shit. She was able to save one of the boys, one of the fetuses. But what they did, and they don't tell you this in the show, but if you're smart enough to fucking figure out what's going on, you're smart enough to figure it out. So you got this virus that's going on, starting to kill people. Obviously, just like now, when we got a virus that's killing people, you make a vaccine. So in the show, they make the vaccine, and then they start putting in the vaccine whatever it was that made it able for people to have cross genetic babies. Because, bro, it was like you and your wife went and had a kid, and it was a crapshoot if it was going to come out a hybrid or not. All after the post pandemic. So obviously, it's after everyone had the vaccine. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're putting in this vaccine, but they are working on that shit. China is trying to make super soldiers.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Well, let's take everything that you just said, right? Based off of Sweet Tooth, you called it, right?
Yeah, it was called Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth on Netflix. Check it out if you guys are interested in what Joe was saying. So here's my thought. Okay. So in the book of Enoch, here we go. I'm going to make my first Enoch reference.
There we go.
Talked about the fallen angels, the Anunnaki coming to Earth and mating with human women, creating the Nephilim, right? When the Nephilim are this hybrid species of both angel and human, right? Across species.
Yes.
Okay.
Hercules, stuff like that.
So, okay. So, taking that into consideration, just to insert into the conversation, what if that's what Sweet Tooth was trying to tell you? But because modern times require modern solutions, they just tied it into the concept of a vaccination rather than come out and say, here's a show about some fallen angels mating with some humans, and this is the side effect. This is the final result of it. That's just my thought.
Maybe that comes out in season 2.
Possibly. Maybe that's where the scientists came up with the technology and the knowledge to be able to do so. Maybe they were able to get DNA samples from the Anunnaki.
So,
So
I want to show you something.
what do you guys think?
Back in last year, December of last year, U.S. the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, has said China is using CRISPR technology for gene hacking and military super soldiers. All right. So all of this shit that we've been trying to say for these last couple of weeks, we're trying to make super soldiers. We're not the only ones to believe it. All right, your own national director of intelligence believes it.
John Ratcliffe.
John Ratcliffe. Like, and what's interesting about this article right here is in it, he starts to state about how their lack of ethical boundaries for their pursuit of power is going to give them an advantage over the United States. Because right now they're trying to use this technology, they say, to, you know, help combat like AIDS and stuff like that, to make it so that the humans don't have that genome anymore, so that way you can't get the disease. Instead of making a cure, we're just going to make it so that you can't get the disease. It's an amazing idea, but what they're afraid of is that they're going to do exactly what they're trying to do. So then I go down another rabbit hole of, are they actually making human hybrids? And don't you know it? Yeah, they are. They call them chimeras, people. China even had a hybrid human and monkey embryo that lived up to 20 days before they purposely killed it. And it even says right here, part of China's already doing it. So what's to stop this shit from coming true? The evidence is right here. Like, we can't be stupid. We can't be crazy this time, people. What the fuck are we gonna do when we got Planet of the Apes running around this son of a bitch?
Right.
How are you gonna be able to control something that is just as smart as you, but 10 times stronger and faster? You really think you're gonna be able to control that?
You know, it kind of makes me wonder why everybody's going, you know, I mean, in retrospect to everything else that the dude has got his name attached to, but one of the things that keep coming up when it comes to Dr. Tony Fauci being under fire right now is the fact that over a period of time he funneled over $14 million into the Wuhan lab for gain of function research. And anybody who doesn't know what gain of function research means is this: all the shit we're talking about: genetic splicing, genetic tracing, genetic tracking, genetic coding. That is gain of function research. When you're taking something that could be potentially dead and bringing it back to life in small increments, makes you wonder why they're doing it.
And now they have this groundbreaking technology that they have in the jab that made us have this jab so quickly that it's, what do they call it? It is literally a gene splicing thing, right?
Yeah.
It interacts with your DNA, changing it. They're sitting here telling you that they're changing your DNA and you're just still all right with it.
Right.
So it brings the question, why are they trying to change your DNA?
Or you guys just haven't heard that that's happening yet. Or you don't believe it. And that's fine.
There's that one.
That's fine. You don't have to believe it. There's part of me that's skeptic about it because all this sounds like bullshit. But then there's proof. And then there's things that back it up.
I mean, but is it really that sketchy? Like, bro, we've been able to clone cows for farming purposes since the late 90s. The FDA approved selling of cloned meat back in 2006 or 2008, one of those two. I'm sorry. I smoke a lot of pot. Forget things sometimes, people. Not the important shit, but the little details. Like, so is it really that far stretched that they've come to the ability to be able to fuck with your own DNA? Like, shit, I remember about 3-4 years ago, they were talking about how they had the ability, using the CRISPR technology, to make a baby from three males, or from just 3 people in general. And you can just take the genes that you want and just put it into a fake embryo.
Right. Yo, here's a crazy thought for you. When was the last time you heard of people doing anything to do with? I'm trying to remember what the name of the shit was, but like My Family Tree or My Family History, all that
23andMe,
23.
they've already got enough research. They don't need anybody else's DNA.
Right. Think about it, guys. Think about how willingly you paid them to take your spit and send it to a lab and let you know you got some different cousins or aunts or uncles or some fucking you got a half brother over in Scotland and shit like that. Like, think about that, guys. Think about how willingly you're able or willing, even that one that was supposed to like my family, familyancestry.com. Ancestry.com, that's what it was. That's another one. Like,
So in a
nobody's
couple
doing that.
years,
No
when you
one's
see a
doing that.
motherfucker rolling around like you that gets rich and famous, that's your fucking fault.
That is your doppelganger. You just wanted to know if you had another brother. And look what happened. You opened up
Exactly.
the and got yourself cloned.
Like, hey, that I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's a big reason why when all my kids were born, because I'm not with it, not married, that I didn't want a DNA test from any of them. I don't want you to have my DNA. You don't need to clone me in any way. I already have my own clones. I have 4 clones of my own.
Right. Now, just remind you folks, this is just hypotheticals right at the moment. I'm not saying that people who went and got their ancestries checked out, that's the result and that's what's going to come to be.
You
But
won't say it, I will. That's
you
what's
never
going to
know.
be.
You never know.
My
Never
gut's
know.
telling me.
If you do that enough and millions of people volunteer for it, now you have all these different types of files of DNA. And now you can see similarities, you can see different characteristics, you can see weaknesses and strengths. Hello, coding. Now you're going to transfer, you're going to Mod Podge and make the perfect strand of DNA, aka a super soldier, or a Shimra is the
Chimera.
however you want to tomato, CHIMERA, however you want to pronounce it. It's up to you.
The only reason why I know is because I put it into the DuckDuckGo and then hit pronunciation, and it said it for me.
Right. Now, me being an old school nerd, I see it as Shimra. But I've been probably saying it wrong for all these years.
No, honestly, that's what I thought it was too. And I'm like, I don't want to sound like an idiot. So let me hit pronunciation on this real quick. So it tells me, and it said chimera. I'm like, that makes a K? The CH makes a K? Who knew?
Well, I mean, school.
Who paid attention? Who remembers what happened in 3rd grade? I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
I can remember a lot of things, but for some reason, my short term gets messed with from time to time.
I can't even tell you my 3rd grade teacher. I could tell you my 1st and 2nd grade teacher. I can tell you my 4th grade teacher. Yep. Can't tell you my 3rd. Whoever you were not very impressive. You need to pick up your fucking skills. I don't even remember you. You ruined it. Fuck 3rd grade up for me. Yo, I seen this TikTok the other day, though. I'm going to go a little off balance, right? Where this person was talking about how, and I've said this before too, if this jab was so life-saving and everything like that, and with our capitalist society, what do we do with stuff like that? We charge the hell out of it. Insulin, chemotherapy, all this. And so the person was like, if it was really about the better humanity and everyone, and everyone taking this vaccine, then why do you not give chemotherapy away for free? Why do you not give insulin away for free? And this guy stitched into it talking about, thank you, there you go. Welcome to welcome to socialism. Thanks for coming here. Now, the whole thing is, like, bro, she's not talking about socialism in it. She's talking about the fact of we live in a capitalist society. If this vaccine really works the way you say it does, sorry, YouTube, go ahead and flag me. I don't care. it really works the way it does, why are you not charging anybody? Charge out the ass for chemo. Chemo is the only drug that a doctor can prescribe you and get a cut from the pharmaceutical company. They get a percentage of every dollar that you pay for chemotherapy. They get rich off that shit.
They get rich off of killing you.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. It has worked with people. It has
But it's
worked.
but it's killed more people than it's actually helped.
But it seems to only really put them in remission.
Yeah.
It makes a good dormant.
Personally, the way I think that we do, I'm not a doctor. You guys probably know that by now. I can't really talk half the time. But I think it's a lifestyle change, bro. I legitimately feel like if you were to fast and you were to digest the right herbal medicines, you can defeat any disease on the planet. Honestly, it even tells you that in the scriptures. That's part of Revelations is people glorifying all drugs. And I'm sorry, people, but your Tylenol, your Bayer, your Midol, all of that shit is a drug.
Yep, it's made in a lab. Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they call blackberries or blueberries superfoods. Do you know the stems from the blackberries and the blueberries? If you like boil them up and shit like that, and make a tea, it's good for your stomach and your digestive system.
I'm sure.
Like, come on.
There's so many things that we have that can help us. But the problem is laziness.
Dandelions.
It's more easier to go to the store and buy a drug to cure what ails you rather than actually figure out what ails you and find an alternative medicine method, because that takes too long. I mean, you could just go to the store and get some NyQuil and you're good to go.
You're going to think I'm crazy about this when I'm tell you this. You know how amazing dandelions are for you?
I've had them in a tea before.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Like, bro, you can even eat them raw. Just right up, pick them out of the ground, eat them. They're amazing for you.
Rich
like
antioxidants.
Yeah, bro, they will do so many things for you.
I had a green tea dandelion mixture one time. It was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a lot of shit just floating around in everyone's yards that we view as weeds, and it's actually amazing for you. Like, you can eat this shit and it does amazing things. But nope, we're too worried about cross-geneticking our genes so that way two men can have babies, so that way we don't need any more male and female relationships. Where we can control everyone having a children. If you want a child, you have to come to us. Shit, bro, think about it. They're already indoctrinating kids in school to be gay.
Yeah.
You got the gay ABCs. You got out in Cali, they're teaching children about anal sex up until 3rd grade. Like, why does your child need to know about that? Why?
Talking to first graders about their private parts and what they do, and that it's okay to masturbate.
No,
Everybody
it's not.
does it. Not when you're in 1st grade. That shouldn't be a thought in your mind when you're in 1st grade.
Honestly, even as a grown-ass man, it's not okay for you. That shit steals your soul, steals your energy. Like, bro, do you know there's actually a theory out there, because I don't like the word conspiracy, that porn stars steal your energy through whatever you watch them on. Because you got to think about it, right? When you have sex with someone, that is a transfer of energy. You are literally transferring your energy into that other person, and vice versa. That's why when you climax, you have that feeling, because you're mixing energies.
Yes.
And that's why they say when you sleep with a person, you always leave a piece of them with you forever.
That's deep. That's deep shit.
Yeah. Because it's a true fact. Honestly, bro, and I never really thought about it. Maybe that's what condoms are. Like, yeah, they are used to control you having a child and, STDs and all that shit. I get that, right? But when you think about it, that's just as bad as masturbation because you're having that release without the purpose, because the whole purpose of sex is to have a child. So if you're having sex and needing the condom for it, the whole purpose of having sex was pointless because the whole purpose of it is to have a child.
Right.
So wouldn't doing it with a condom on just be like masturbation? Man, genetics has gone down a crazy rabbit hole, hasn't it?
Genetics has gone way out of control. Man, like I don't understand it. And that's okay. I'm not supposed to. But I understand this one common thing that no matter how hard you try, you can't play God. You're gonna fail every time. There's
That's
only
a
one
fact.
creator. There's only one creator. And the sure as fuck ain't a guy named Lee or a girl named Joe.
Was it though, or maybe there's multiple creators to different universes, so that's why we have the ideology, the like space, whichever.
Ideology.
Yeah, thank you, of space and shit like that, and having different planets, because these planets are just stories we've heard from other people that have come from other creators through the dimensions. So yes, we as in our civilization have the one single creator. We have our Yahweh. But what if other universes have a different creator and a different Yahweh?
Oh,
I think we'll find out later in June.
I think I heard this one TikTok video where's this one dude who was breaking down like the state of our spirits, or not our spirits, but I'm trying to remember the word. I mean, these are really fast videos, but like how different parts of your body, like when you meditate or you there's different stages of your collective conscious that you can access, and like a lot of people in their lifetime will establish only the third step, which is your chakra, your main center of your body. Like if you're able to meditate and reach that level, but if you get to the fourth or fifth level, on the fifth level is when you're able to,
Enter the fifth dimension.
yeah, be able to telepathically speak and be able to talk to other forms of life, past or present. You can talk to ghosts, you can talk to angels, all these things, because you're able to tap into that element of your brain through meditation, or whatever it is that makes you clear headed, to where you can access your own subconscious.
You ever thought about with your pets if the way we're really communicating them with them, like yes, we can give them verbal commands, but do you think our real communication is all telepathic and we just don't realize it? Because legitimately, bro, I will look at my dog and keep the same look that I'm giving you and say in my mind what I want her to do, and she'll do it. She'll look at me and not have any particular different look on her face, and I'll know she has to go out and use the bathroom.
Right.
Like, so you think we're really telepathically communicating with our animals, and our frequencies just don't allow us to hear it?
Right, because they're not actually listening to your voice commands, they're listening to the particular sounds you make.
Yeah, our inflections.
They don't know you're saying sit or speak or come, or they don't know you're saying any of that shit. They just
Uh,
hear sounds.
Yeah, that's honestly why I chose to pick German for her commands, because the dialect is just so much more and angry. So that way, when I go nine Platz, she knows I want you to get in the house and lay down. I want you to go to your spot and lay down.
Right. I don't know, I feel like my cats, I think I speak to them. So, I don't know, man. I have a weird bond with almost all animals, to be honest with you.
Well, no, I speak to my dog like I have a regular conversation with her and everything, but I'm just saying, do you think the real communication is all happening telepathically?
Maybe, or just through our eyes. There's a reason why they say your eyes are a gateway to your soul.
Maybe that's how you communicate with people telepathically. Maybe that's what they're trying to break off, right? If this really is the great awakening, maybe that's what technology's role is, to stop us from having that ability. Because think about it right now, when I'm looking at you, I'm looking at your eyes, but I'm not really looking at your eyes. I'm looking at your eyelids and your eyelashes because I can't see your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe that's what you need. Maybe you, if you don't have eye contact, you can't communicate with people telepathically.
Right. Or just maybe, like, I don't know, energy recognizes energy, right? So the more time you spend with people and there's a transference of energy, you're able to you gain that frequency, right? Allegedly. Let's just say allegedly. Or that's the wrong word, but whatever. So have you ever had those moments where you've been just chilling and your ear starts ringing
Always.
and you go, and it's usually it's in your left ear, somebody's talking bad about you, but if it's in your good ear, somebody's talking right, or maybe
Yeah.
it's vice versa. Whatever.
Well, I, I've always just been told if your ears are ringing, someone's talking shit about you.
Right. And well, there's this thing. Like I've done it my whole life. Like, so say you're chilling and your ears ringing, and whether it be whatever ear, good or bad, you just start naming names of everybody you could possibly know, and when you hit the right name, it'll stop. Dude, I'm telling you, that shit works.
I might. I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't really refute your evidence.
Next
It
time,
might, like honestly, with everything I believe, it might be a way of communicating.
like, and it seems it's like so you say everybody, and then once you stop, you go, huh, maybe I should send them a text message, and then next thing you know, you could have gotten a message, or maybe you got tagged in a post on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you're on. You know what I mean? Like, there's been plenty of times where I thought about something and I went to reach out to you, and as I was getting ready to reach out to you, you were sending me something. And vice versa. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like people, energy recognizes energy, and I think if long as you're within like a certain proximity of each other, you have that ability to know if somebody needs you or not, or if somebody wants to request your presence or have a conversation or share a laugh or so on and so forth, because we have that ability to connect. And when you have everybody separated from each other, and everybody stayed locked down, and you're not allowed to hug your grandma, and you're not allowed to do all these different things, you essentially start to lose that energy. Now energy always recognizes energy, but when you intercept the frequency and create silence, well, then all the energy waves get messed up. And that's where we've been at for the past 10 months.
What if that's what 5G really is, bro? 5G is the ability to have everyone simultaneously unlock their telepathic communication system.
That's not what I think. I don't think 5G is good for anybody, but I can't tell
Well,
you
well,
100. I don't think I can tell you anybody reasons why. I don't know why, but I
I
can
didn't
tell
say that
you,
was a good thing
yeah,
because you got to think about it. If they have the ability to turn it on and off, they have the ability to control it, and then they have the ability to tell you, well, I can charge you for it. So for you to have this ability, you need to pay this each month. So what they're going to do is they're going to start it out, give it to everybody for free, right? Let everyone get addicted to it. Everyone stops using cell phone. What do I need a cell phone for? Anytime I want to talk to Pat, I just go, yo, Pat. You know what I'm saying? There's no
yo,
not getting a hold of me. So,
okay,
and then you just be able to have a system like, well, no, you know what? It's starting to get slowed down. We really have to go to 6G for this. There's so many people using it. So we're going to have to start you pay each month. And now that we don't need cell phones, now we can just block off communication off the world and we shut it off altogether. Because who the fuck still got a house phone? Probably the only person in America.
No, other people do. And I only got it so that way my kid doesn't have to touch my phone or my wife's phone. You can go talk on the landline.
I just got a cell phone.
Well, okay, here's one for you. Here's the thought. So, did you ever watch Batman Forever?
We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
I have, but I don't remember it.
Batman Forever was the one where Val Kilmer was Batman and Jim Carrey was the Riddler.
Okay, there you go. You have to name the bad guys. I don't care about the superheroes. I relate more to the villains.
And Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face and so on and so forth, right?
I know exactly what movie you're talking about. It's a good movie.
Okay, now think about in that movie, what was the product that Edward Nygma was trying to sell?
Too detailed.
Oh man, now I can't even think of the name of it. Help me out, guys. Leave it in the comments. Like we're live or something. But okay, so he took this thing that looked like a lava lamp with a little satellite, and it went on everybody's TV. And as soon as it was turned on, you saw this beam hooked to everybody's forehead, and everybody went. And they were hooked to this thing, and all the whole time, nobody knew it. They're living like zombies. You see them in their rooms, like, but everybody was hooked to the thing. And the result of it was so he could accumulate all the knowledge of everybody's thoughts and become the supreme like being with all the knowledge of the world. So
what if their true plan of population control isn't to kill everybody, but to get everyone to take a jab that slowly turns them into a robot? And then we say, well, you know what, we got this great, awesome system to where you can live forever. You can have your dream life. You don't got to worry about money, food, nothing. And all we do is we download your consciousness into this, into this alternate reality, and then give them some bullshit way to get out that they can never get out, but tell them that they have a chance. I bet you a lot of people will go for it. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Man, I get to play a video game the rest of my life. Word.
I want to feel like they call it the box.
So,
I don't know. Anyways, you all got the point of what I'm talking about. If you've seen Batman Forever, you know what I'm talking about.
General Flynn.
Lieutenant General Flynn.
Lieutenant General Flynn. Since we're going on the topic of, EMPs and technology and all that type of shit, didn't he say something interesting you were telling me about before this?
He said a lot of things. I mean,
Something about the 17th.
Yeah. There's an idea out there that the emergency broadcast network, there'll be like this new startup allegedly where it's going to be like a new wave of communication, and a lot of other things will be shut off, like social media, internet, things like that. But the broadcast television and the emergency broadcast network should be aired allegedly with things about events that are happening. And I don't know, there's a lot of stir. I think the good guys are ready to make a move, or maybe the bad guys are. Either way, I don't know. This should be an interesting June. That's for sure.
So he says the 17th. Everyone thinks that Project Bluebeam, and I believe in Project Bluebeam. I think they're going to fake an alien invasion. Everyone thinks it's this month. this is the month that it's going to happen. Project Blue Beam is going to come to a fold. They're going to use their holographic systems, show you that aliens exist. Why else would they, they give us the information for the aliens this month if they didn't want us to see it this month? All right.
And Independence Day is just around the corner.
Yep.
Where's Will Smith at?
And
What you said?
what you said.
Shoot.
So you got that, and then they've been kind of guarding up DC. So maybe this fake invasion is supposed to attack DC. Everyone in the world is going to be watching this.
Hold up, though. There's a guy who just posted a video on TikTok. There's no more wall. The walls are all down. It's wide open. So, are they really there, or are they fake?
So
What's up with all these energy blasts that have been happening around these they call them energy anomalies or irregularities, like bursts.
yeah.
Sounds like some EMPs. I don't know. I'm not a fucking military advisor or intelligence officer. I have no idea. I'm just taking a guess. I played a lot of video games, and that's what it sounds like to me.
So let's just run with this theory, right? Before we do that, I want to show you guys something that me and Pat came across when we were talking about this before the show. All right. General Flynn, U.S. Army. They say they will not investigate his comments into endorsing a coup. This man said that he thinks it'd be all right if we go ahead and endorse a coup for Trump. Get our president back in. Now they don't want to investigate it.
Hang on, go back up. I saw this one, the last. It says Flynn is facing bipartisan criticism after appearing to endorse a Myanmar-style coup in the U.S. during an event in Dallas on Sunday, in which an audience member raised the idea. Like Myanmar. You guys ever heard of Myanmar? Because we have, and we see it. That sounds kind of familiar, though. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You want to finish reading the rest of it for them? Or are you going to let them read it at home?
You all can read it at home. I mean, you see what are you on? This is just Local 6?
Yeah, this is Local 6 news from, I don't really remember where. CNN. It's a CNN report, though. It says it right there. CNN from June 2nd, people.
Oh, Paducah? Okay, this is a Kentucky website. This is where it comes from. This is currently in Paducah. Paducah is in Kentucky.
There you go. But, so, all right. You go ahead, 17. Knock all the communications off across the world. So the only thing people got is their fucking TV. That's it. That's all you got. All right. So everyone's going to be glued on to the emergency channel, which is going to be on every TV, regardless if you have Time Warner, DirecTV, no service at all. Doesn't matter what channel you're on. That's going to be what's on the TV. Everyone's going to be glued on to what their president's talking about, right?
Or whoever.
Or whoever it is, president or Trump or, president of, Japan, whoever. It might be someone we didn't even fucking think, right? They're on TV. That's when they fake the invasion. That's also the perfect time, since you got everyone watching, to fake the prophecy of the Antichrist being murdered and then re-arising in front of everyone's eyes. You got two birds, one stone. And then at the same time, you can have the military come rushing in talking about, because I personally think the person that's going to be up there talking is Trump. Now you got the military rolls back in and says, we want our president back in now. Do you see what he just did? We don't want you. We want him. We're going to kick you out. You coming with us. We don't care what you got to say. Myanmar was a testing ground. Saying it the whole time. I don't know if this is gonna happen, but we like to play the what if game.
Yeah, what if? You never know. I mean, we're just simple guys, regular guys. Just
We just
just
happen to get a lot of shit right on occasion.
we're just raising some awareness about things. That's all. Bringing to your attention the possibilities. And we could be wrong, but sure be cool
I
if we weren't. Just saying.
don't
And
think it really would though, man. Because shit, man, you think about that. Military come rushing in, throw Trump back in the office. You know they're gonna lock down the United States.
listen, guys,
They're already saying by August we're supposed to be locked down.
listen. Joe, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's this is what y'all need to know. This is what you need to know. And this is straight from the heart. Don't be a fucking moron. You know what you got to do. Start preparing for it.
Exactly. Your gut don't lie to you, people. That little feeling that's got you got inside right now telling you, you need to stock up on this, you need to stock up on that. Maybe I should get this. You never know. Follow that intuition. I've been doing it
That's your
too.
life.
Walking around the store and been like, man, I could use this in that type of situation. Maybe I should grab it.
I mean, guys, if you think about it and you follow the clues, you follow the steps, you follow all the different things, all the keys, all the details, all the stuff that's being said, all the fucking propaganda, all the bullshit, all the fucking cold hard evidence, all the speculation, all these things, there's got to be a breaking point at some point, right? There's got to be a point when that scale tips. We're there. I'm not saying we as in America. I'm saying we as the people that occupy this earth. We are at that tipping point. This is supposed to happen. This has been prophesized.
Huh.
Now the
And
question is,
they've been talking about this our whole life.
so the question is, now's the time. So, are you going to lay down and die? Or are you going to stand up and say, fuck you? This is where I live. This is my house. This is my land. These are my neighbors. This is my community. And where we go one, we go all.
Sounds good, but in all reality, this none of this is ours, bro. The way they set the game up, we don't own a damn thing.
Right. And that's what needs to change.
But see, that's the whole thing about it. Like, there's a perfect meme out there, man. They got like the elites of the world, you know, which if you think about it, it's probably only maybe six families sitting around playing Monopoly on the backs of people. And it says their whole game is ruined if we all just stand up. That's all we got to do. If we all just unite, they can't play us. Like,
We have all the power.
why is it that we have to have one person that is the sole person that is in charge? Why can't we all unanimously make decisions? Why is it that we all just, this is what we want to do and we vote on it? Shit, we got technology, bro. You can send an app, set up an app for everything. We don't need a president. We don't need one individual person to lead people.
Right? We can lead ourselves.
Exactly. We could be our own checks and balances.
We could be our own advisors.
Exactly. Like, I really don't need you to go to DC and, like, who said that I wanted you to go to DC and represent me? Because I voted for you? Like, that was because they told me I had to. So if I would have voted for myself, does that mean I get to go to DC and represent myself?
Did you know that DC is actually shaped like an owl?
Yeah, everything in DC is a symbol of something. It's all Masonic symbols.
It's shaped like an owl. Like, and it's weird. There's this one in particular owl, a certain image, and it's the exact same image you see in the background of those Bohemian Grove videos.
Yeah, where they do all the sacrifices.
Yeah.
Listen, our whole everybody that runs us is based off of the occult, and people just don't really want to see it. I don't think they want to admit it. Like, bro, you had 215 children be found in school in Canada, and I guarantee you, if you search all the rest of those schools in Canada, you'll find even more burial sites. If you find schools in America, you'll find even more burial sites. If you want to go to those internment camps that they had for all the Chinese and Japanese over in the West Coast back in the day, I bet you find even more burial sites with children. You get what I'm saying? They've been sacrificing kids for years. What the fuck do you think this shit at the border is? That's why they wanted so many kids. So they're sacrifices. They get everyone focused on the kids coming across the border, and that's how the cartels are getting their drugs in. They're sacrifices for their payments, basically. We'll pay you these children, you let us bring our drugs. But people are too stupid to see it that way. Why do you think they got abortion clinics on all over the place, man? They're rampant. But it seems like the worse the area, the more the abortion clinics are.
Right.
They're using your children. They're using your unborn children for their purposes.
Okay, so they're gonna go, yo, you all are fucking crazy. I'm not gonna say you're full of shit. How can you prove it? Listen,
New York State has made it legal to abort a baby at 9 months. That's how.
It's like this, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can lead it to water. You can lead it to water. You can lead it to water. It knows where the water is. It's up to itself whether it knows to drink or not. So, if you don't believe that some sort of higher power is involved with our everyday lives, then I'm sorry. I hope those Velcro shoes don't trip you up while your hands are in your pocket. But these things are real. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. But now we're at the point where it's like everything, and like you know it's bullshit, but it has to be real because it's blatant. It's blatant. It's blatant. I mean, if you have any sort of piece of technology, just look at anything. Look up anything.
I think a lot of people are scared too, man. I think that's what I think a lot of this shit is. Like, a lot of it's like you got to relearn yourself first off of everything that you've been indoctrinated with your whole life. And then you have to come to the realization that they're a bunch of evil people are the ones doing all this shit, and they're the ones ruling you, that you're the ones that you thought were your saviors.
Or the ones that were trying to help you.
Like, yeah.
It's not helpful.
It's even worse when we have a society full of narcissists. So having the ability to admit that you're wrong is like one of the most deadliest things in the world to them, man. Like, I'm not trying to offend anybody. Like, in my personal opinion, everyone in this world is either a narcissist, a sociopath, or a psychopath. Just one level or the other. Just what category you fall in. Because people, in my opinion, people like a psychopath, a true psychopath has been mislabeled as a person that feels no emotion, that has no emotion. No, they just don't give a fuck about your emotion. The motherfuckers still feel angry. They still feel sad. That's why they snap. They just don't care about the repercussions of what happens to you when they do their shit that happens to you. But they still feel emotion. They still have urges. They're people. You're going to tell me Ted Bundy didn't feel emotion? Feeling safe, Pat?
It's not even that. It's just I feel like we jumped all over the place real quick.
Because this is a safety meeting, isn't that what happens?
Yeah, you're right.
Do you want to keep on talking about genetics? Do you have any more to add?
Well, I mean, here's just one example, guys, that you really need to pay attention to, and I'm guilty of it myself. Okay, I don't know how yet, but if you can do it, make yourself sustainable. Because I can't prove it 100%, but man, everything you eat kills you. Everything you use poisons you.
Are you saying that we all should have a clone?
No,
Oh, I thought you went back to genetics. I'm sorry.
well, I am. I am. I'm thinking about genetically modified food.
Oh, oh, I didn't even think about going down that rabbit hole.
Genetically modified food, mechanically separated items of food. Like these things aren't good for you guys. If it's genetically modified at all, you probably shouldn't put it in your body.
They don't even need a chicken to create chicken breast. Like there's a guy who's created a system. I seen it about a year ago. Um, I think actually Bill Gates is the person funding him. He created a system to where they take the DNA out of the chicken feather and or a part of the chicken or whatever. You just take the DNA from the chicken, and from that they can clone chicken meat. So now you're not just eating a cloned animal, but you're also eating a piece of meat that's never technically been alive. Because you're not cloning a whole chicken; they're just making chicken breast out of it or chicken thighs,
Okay,
and then putting artificial bones in it.
it's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, have you guys ever had bologna or hot dogs? I mean,
Oh,
I'm just gonna stop right there though. I'm not don't make me go down that hole. But we'll stop.
but I think that's a little different than genetically modified, though.
Is
That's
it
just eating scrap parts.
mechanically separated?
I mean, yeah, but that's mainly, I don't know. I think you can make a hot dog without it being mechanically separated. If you were to take all of these pieces up and you were to grind them down and still put them inside of a sausage link like a sausage, they had the ability to make sausages 100 years ago, 200 years ago.
Right. But that was 200 years ago. They used pig intestines as the wrap.
Yeah,
But bro, I've worked in a slaughterhouse before. Okay, I've
I get
seen
what you're saying.
I've seen some things at some places that makes me want to never touch. I have not touched bologna in at least 15 years. I refuse. The only hot dog I'll eat is a Hoffman, and
Yep.
for some reason I feel okay with it, even though it's the same fucking thing, but it's a little bit different.
It's nostalgia.
Yeah, I guess. Being
I
from
like
New York, you know, the Hoffmans are the staple of hot dogs for New York.
I like the snappers. You get some of the white ones and get some sauerkraut and a little bit of mustard. Ooh, that's a hot dog right there, man.
I'm I'm a yellow mustard and sweet relish kind of guy.
See, relish used to skeeve me out back in the day because I don't know, just did. And now that I know that it's pickles, doesn't bother me at all.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
hell yeah. The first
Especially
time
when the first time I made tartar sauce. And I figured out it was just relish in there. I'm like, oh, that's what the pickles and the shit is. But
dude, I remember when I was a kid, and this is the nostalgia part, is that the first time I went to a baseball game, I got my first fucking Hoffman with relish relish, mustard, and a little diced onions. And it was the first time I had ever had that combination in my life. And it just it's cliche that it was at a baseball game. It was at one of the Syracuse games.
Now, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Just listen to me, sorry, for a second. You get you a Hoffman, get you some diced onions, some relish, your mustard, like you would, and get some chili, some coleslaw, a little bit of cheese. Oh boy.
It's a hot dog all the way.
Yes. Oh man.
Oh, I know that term, Joe. I know what all the way means. I lived in the South too now. Don't get it wrong.
That is a hot dog, man.
I got Yankee blood, but I got a little me some roots in the South too.
Damn, now I want hot dog. We're having hot dogs tomorrow. Don't know it yet, but we're having hot dogs
All the way hot dogs,
all the way.
but
I have,
coleslaw and everything. Mm.
fuck yeah.
We're talking about this shit. This shit when it hits your mouth, you get the all the condiments all up in the top part of the mustache, and then everything else drops down your face. That's how good it is.
Yeah. You know when it's really good when you're drunk at like 2 o'clock in the morning with some seasoned fries? Fuck, man. That's
Yeah. All
that's
those
right there with
leftovers.
Waffle House.
Hell yeah. All them leftovers dripping on off of your sandwich or your hot dog onto them fries makes it. Oh man,
Fuck yeah.
then you just got double prizes.
Bro, I don't remember where I got them right. I got these French fries the other day. There were some seasoned fries, and I mean they were like, Bojangles seasoned fries, like legit seasoned fries. And then it had some white queso on it, some fucking green onion, some bacon. Like, bro, this shit was banging. Then they gave me a fucking plate of it like this long.
Because you don't remember where it was.
Fuck no, man. I think it was like, I want to say Chili's or Fridays.
They all look the same.
Yeah, they all look the same, right?
They all sell the same shit,
You know what's bad? The only thing I really like from them places is the appetizers.
right? Yo, I yeah. For
I cook better
sure.
steak. Just a fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I don't like Fridays. I don't really like. We can say all these names because it's not like they're gonna watch us anyways. Like, I don't really like Applebee's that much.
Fuck Applebee's.
I kind of like Chili's. Chili's is pretty good.
You know what I like? Ruby Tuesdays, but they're hard to find anymore, man.
I'm right there with you. The last time we got one out in Oswego, I mean, it was last summer. We went to go to Ruby Tuesdays, and we were able to go in. We had to wear masks, blah blah blah. But like the staple for Ruby Tuesdays was getting a salad from the salad bar, right? They have this banging fucking salad bar, and I don't care what anybody says. It's amazing, and because of Rona, you couldn't. There was no salad bar, so you just pretty much you had just the pub food. That's all they were serving at Ruby Tuesdays. And if I wanted a burger, I could go anywhere and get a burger. I want to go to Ruby Tuesdays. I want to get like, you know, some fucking
See, you know what I used to like, and they don't serve it the same way anymore. They're ribs. Like they had nice ribs. Like I liked the sauce. The barbecue sauce was good. This was like a whiskey Jack Daniels barbecue sauce. I'm a Jack Daniels fan, so that barbecue sauce was good with me, right? And then they used to have fucking popcorn chicken with this fucking orange sauce, man. It was like some sort of like zesty sauce, bro. With some steamed broccoli and some mashed potatoes. Fuck yeah. Don't taste the same anymore, man. I really think we've been jumping dimensions. And since I'm a foodie, the way I've been recognizing it is with food.
oh foodie,
Foodie. I like food.
right? Sometimes I wonder if like when you go places and you get some shit like ribs, like what? Sure, they could be ribs, or they could be something else.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, they are ribs, but from what? I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm a person. I really don't like pork ribs.
Bro, I know for a fact, though, that Outback's ribs are real. I used to work there once, and I could attest they're real. I cooked them myself. Slow cooked them shits for fucking 6 hours. Oh, man, it was banging.
Dinosaur barbecues ribs are real.
Totally. Definitely real.
Like, bro, when I want barbecue, that's where I go. Fuck that.
See, I haven't been to Dinosaur Barbecue in years, man.
I
Years,
mean, I live right down the road, so I can just order it and go pick it up.
right? Yeah, right. I don't got that option. There's nothing really fancy around here.
Or I can just Grubhub it to my house, DoorDash it, whatever you want to call it. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Because in my opinion, in about 6 months' time, honestly, sooner than that, I think by the end of the summer, we ain't gonna have that ability anymore. There ain't gonna be no more McDonald's, there ain't gonna be no more Ruby Tuesdays. You know, there's gonna be whatever the fuck is in your cupboard or wherever the government sends you.
Facts. Maybe. Let's
So
hope.
if you're smart, you'll start buying seeds and shit now. So that way you can plant shit that's got protein and shit like that.
Yo, real quick though, fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady, bastard.
I hope he goes down with all the rest of them.
You know what I have? You know what? Like, this may sound bad, but I kind of hope he has like a Brett Favre last season. Because think about this, right? Brett Favre, before his last season with Minnesota, the season before that, he played phenomenal. Like, it was hands down one of his best seasons. Up until that Brett Favre moment when he threw across his body and he got picked off in the NFC Championship. That could very, very easily have been Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers should have won that game. But that's neither here nor there now, right?
Right.
I just hope he has that last season. Can't beat fucking Father of Time. Someone just fucking comes around the edge and just wham.
Dude, what if Tom's a clone? And that's why he's got that longevity.
I
And
mean,
that derpy ass look on his face all the time.
no, I think he's just paying everybody off. I think there's just some collusion going on there, man.
There's got to be a reason why he's so good, man.
Bro, how does one player make the fucking Buccaneers go from 4-12 to fucking Super Bowl? One guy. Come on, really?
I don't get it.
This is the same person that when he first started winning his first 3 Super Bowls, he only won that because he had one of the best defenses of all time.
I got to tell you, as a fan of football, American football, uh, like, I don't know. This is my opinion. So if you don't like it, well, go fuck yourself. But uh, scripted. The whole shit's fucking scripted. You can't really convince me otherwise. The reason why he got him another ring is because it was good for ratings, and for some reason, the city of Tampa really needed money because not only right after the Super Bowl they hosted WrestleMania, which was the first real big live public event since the Super Bowl in
Yeah.
America since the pandemic.
So I got a theory.
What's in Tampa?
The Buccaneers.
I mean, I don't know, but I think I'm going to maybe dig into it a little bit. What's really in Tampa? What's so important other than it's the furthest reaching out port leading into the Gulf
So I
as
got a
far
theory.
as the western side. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling.
Right? And I'm over here, I'm like, oh, I got theory, right? So I believe they're trying to eliminate all mascots from all sports. Why? I really don't know. Maybe they have to pay to use these mascots or whatever. And this is how they're going to do it. They're going to let the Washington Redskins win not one, not two, but three consecutive Super Bowls, make them a powerhouse while having no name. Thus, making the idea of having a team without a name acceptable. What do I need a mascot for? Shit, people will just come watch us, even though we're known as Washington football team. They'll come watch us, even though we're known as the Buffalo football team. Why we got to be known as the Buffalo Bills?
I think it's just wishful thinking, Joe. The Redskins are never going to win a Super Bowl, let alone 3 straight. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. So,
I'm sorry. How many Super Bowls has your team ever won? How many zero? Okay, zero.
Yep.
We got 3, buddy. We got 0. We got 3.
Have they all been within this millennium?
Fuck you, asshole.
Neither is my team. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck you. All right. That's not the point. We still won them while they were considered Super Bowls.
Okay, but there are kids now who are grown and in college who never knew that the Washington football team fucking played in the Super Bowl. And neither do they know with the Bills fans. They just are like, oh yeah, there's that time back in the 90s with Jim Kelly and shit. They don't know. I lived it.
There's also a bunch of people that have grown up to believe that there's only one George Bush. There's stupid people all around us, man. Don't use that as an excuse.
I know.
The Redskins are going to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls. Fitzmagic is going to go down as the best comeback player of all time.
But they're going to lose their first one to the Bills. And then they're going to lose the second one to the Bills.
Bro,
and then
just because you and Mr. What You Said believe that Josh Allen is a great quarterback does not change my opinion that he is going to have a horrible season.
No, listen. So I value your opinion, and I valued his opinion, but it does not matter what his opinion is when it comes to being a Bills fan, because he's not one. So what you said. But my opinion is, and I've been telling you this shit for 3 fucking years, Joe. But just 3 years ago, we didn't have a podcast. Josh Allen's making moves, and I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna make moves, all right.
If there's a football season,
right to the bottom of that division.
If there's a football season this upcoming year, man, Bills 2021 or 2022.
You know, as much as I believe all this shit's gonna happen, I really hope it doesn't.
I hope not either, man. I want to see us all make it through this and everybody wakes up out of this stupid ass nightmare. Or it wakes up to realize what the fuck has actually been happening for our whole lives and never known it.
I just really want to see the next season of The Walking Dead.
And it's actually an episode of Cops.
Bro, I miss Cops, man. They fucking took that shit off. Why did we have to take Cops off the air, really, though? Come on, man.
Because people are doing shit to try to get on TV.
Like, they sacrifice a man, and then they take away the cops from TV because, you know, publicizing police officers is such a bad thing. Like, they're trying to make us hate cops. Cops was a good show, bro.
Cops are good people.
I'm talking about the TV show. Just give us the TV show.
Right. And everybody's got their opinion, but I think that personally, this is just my opinion, but I believe that the world, our world in particular, would already be gone if it wasn't for the presence of police officers.
Yo, not to get off your high and mighty moment while you're talking about whatever. You ever see the episode of Cops where the white lady calls the police because the people around the corner sold a plaster instead of crack?
Hmm.
You ain't never seen that one? The lady comes up, the cop looks at him, and he's like, what do you want me to do? She's like, well, I want my money back. I think they should give me my money back. If they aren't going to sell me rock, I think they should at least give me my money back. So they go over there and they talk to this lady, and she's got, the typical crusty crack lips. And she's like, listen, we don't sell no crack around here. She came around here asking, and we told her, we don't sell that shit. All right, I don't know what to tell you. And like, I don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute. What the fuck is wrong with these people? You over here admitting to buying drugs. They're going to take you to jail for that. You're over here admitting to being a fucking prostitute. Pretty sure that's illegal. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
You can't fix stupid. You really can't. All you can do is just remove the warning labels and let it sort itself out.
I was in jail with a dude because someone stole a pound of weed from him. So he broke into the dude's house, tied the dude up, stole the pound of weed back. So the guy gets untied and calls the police to let the police know this person just stole my drugs. Who the fuck thinks of that shit? They still went and arrested the guy. They arrested him for false imprisonment. But they also arrested the other guy for possession of a pound of weed. So, what does it really tell you?
Right. True. So I don't know, man.
Fuck Tom Brady, bastard.
So I don't know.
China's making super soldiers. They're trying to get the Planet of the Apes to come real. Everyone needs to gear the fuck up, dig a hole, bury some canned food and some bottled water.
They're gonna black out the sun.
Yep.
With the replacement sun.
Which that way is going to fuck up your crops, so that way you can't really grow anything. So that way you got to be dependent on the food that they grow. Unless you have a nice hydroponic system. Which I'm pretty sure in a couple weeks, a couple months, those are going to get quite expensive.
But they're pretty easy to make if you have a little bit of intelligence.
How many people? Well, not a lot of people have that intelligence. We all base it off of what I can Google, and they're going to block that from me. I'm not going to be able to Google anything.
Yeah, maybe.
I've actually been thinking about buying a book so that way I can identify different types of herbs to know which one's medicine, which ones you can eat, which ones you can't.
I think you could just buy one of those. It's called an
Yeah, so I said I was going to buy one.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, my bad. I thought you said I'm gonna write one.
No, I don't.
Damn, dude. Well, I go through all that. Where are you gonna find all these things here?
I'd have to fucking do so much research for all that, bro. I can just read somebody else's research. That's what I'm gonna have to do, anyways, right?
Right.
But
all I know is everybody needs to stay safe, stay focused. Not only on what's in front of you, but stay focused on yourself. Stay focused on your families. Stay focused on maintaining you. Stay safe.
Tippy Hooker, I love you.
Be good. Be good to each other. Love you all.